I don't know. There's something fishy going on.
Tell me what's happening. I hate guessing.
Well, it has to do with guaranteed money.
I get it.
It could be Christian McCaffrey. It could be Nick Bosa. But what was I don't want to say the biggest news of the weekend because it was something we talked about before, but John Shea drops the bomb on the SF Standard that Tony Vitello is expected back next season. And that was something that you texted me last night. I couldn't really tell if you were excited or a little bummed out.
No, listen. I'm rooting for the man, Tony Vitello, obviously the manager, Mr. 90 wins prediction, but this is a disaster. This is, shout out DiCaprio, this is the Titanic. Nobody saw the Giants being this bad. Now, I'll just go to yesterday's game. Am I here to blame Tony Vitello, Evan? Is it fair? He didn't walk 10 guys, but just the way that they don't use their challenges, when they use their challenges, the errors, the miscommunication has been that's the word I'll use for the 2026 Giants. But I will say this, I have no dog in the fight, but Buster, this has been a bad Michael Jackson bad season. What would it look like if he just said, you know what, from the top rope, I'm going to fire the manager that I shocked the world with hiring, so he's going to be Calipari one and done. And about Shea and this report, or the reports, as you let me know, about him coming back, Tony V. How about if I say this real quick? Melvin got that stamp of, he'll be back, and he didn't come back.
Well, I think that's, in a way, why you can't fire Tony Vitello. You cannot afford to be paying 4 managers over 2 years. You're paying Melvin this season, you're paying a buyout to Tennessee, and you're paying Tony Vitello $3.5 million. If there's anything that's going to prevent them from moving on from him, it would be a money decision. But the point that I think, look, when Buster Posey, who again, after they walk 17-2 games, they officially have lost a season series to the Colorado Rockies after yesterday's 13-7 defeat.
They're 1 game ahead of them.
And that hasn't happened since 2021 or 2022, I believe. They've lost the season series to the worst team in the division. And now the question is, will they be the worst team in the division by season's end? And that, to me, is where Tony Vitello's got to he's got to look himself in the mirror because we see the product, it's not good enough. And Buster Posey this weekend said he's sticking with his guy.
Do you have a problem until Buster improves this? For me, Darrell L. Johnson the first, I'm calling him Gerald. He was Buster on the field. You're Gerald upstairs. Like, this thing has to get fixed. And, I'm watching Tony yesterday after the game. I'm waiting. It went a little long. We find out why, a team meeting, Evan. And for him to say, and I'm not saying it's wrong, it's just my ears took it the wrong way. Yeah, that was hard. This was a JUCO product. And he said, I got nothing against JUCO. I'm a JUCO guy. But, Evan, for him to say or allude to, yeah, this was a bad watch, from Ron Washington's standpoint, my thing is, Tony, you're really Ron Washington. You're the skipper of this ship. Shout out Odyssey. You're the captain. Yes, Ron Washington, he delegated, but this is a reflection of you, man. So I just don't know if you can truly expect Tony Vitello to, and you're going to call me crazy, Evan, early. Is he ever going to have a 500 record as a skipper of the Giants? And I know it's just one season, but this thing might get to 100 or 90. I don't know. But I guess if it's all about the Benjamin, it's about money, and you don't want to be paying all this to managers that have left, I get it. He's coming back, but he will still have, on my watch, it looks like, Adames, Devers, and my man that tore some muscles off the bone, Chapman.
Well, and I realize that people are wondering at 51-73, how can you consider bringing a guy back? But to me, this was always about the future. If you hire someone with no experience in an unprecedented fashion, you're looking to give him some time. I mean, I know that people aren't going to like this news that Vitello will be the manager next season, especially on the heels of what's been one of their worst years in recent memory. But this was always to be expected, in my opinion. Buster Posey was never going to come off his guy. He can't, because the team's not great. It feels unfair to make a sweeping indictment about Vitello and his ability to be a major league manager as a result of that. And now the question is, can you do enough to give this guy some pitching, to give him some players, to give him a chance? Because at the end of this season, and we're sitting here talking about it on August 17th.
Wow.
It never really felt like Tony Vitello had a chance. And while I don't think he's been perfect by any means,
Ev, can I just
and there's a long list, but Goo, the thing is, I don't feel like he was given a fair shake.
That's what I was going to ask you. When you say he wasn't given a chance, what do you mean by that? Because Buster knew you had a veteran-laden team. This is not Union City Little League. So just with that, and I mentioned the three guys here, when you say he wasn't ever given a chance, can you elaborate on that for your boy?
Yeah, Drew Kavanaugh, Trevor Hill, Buddy Kennedy, Christian Koss.
Well, that's recent. That's recent, though. That's not why you're in this mess. You're in this mess. Those dudes were nowhere to be found. They're here now, but that ain't why you're almost, it feels like 30 games under.
That's a good point. Okay, then we can just go down the list of guys as to why, and they're all pitchers.
Well,
I mean,
that's a Buster. That ain't a Tony problem.
Adrian Hauser, Tyler Mahle, Trevor McDonald, Caleb Killian, Keaton Wynn, Sam Hentges, Matt Gage, Blade Tidwell, Ryan Walker. You go down the list of guys, and some of them have been here, some of them have been more recent, but they have not put this team in a position to succeed. Do you remember Ryan Barucki?
Yes.
Yeah, he was one of the big offseason pickups, a former Pirate, a lefty. Like, that guy's not going to help you win 90 games. And so, again, Tony Vitello, the announcement that he'll be back for next season is something to me that should have been expected, because how are you going to actually figure out if this guy could be a big league skipper without a couple seasons?
I hear you, and that's fair. And again, as passionate as it sounds like I am, I'm not saying he should be fired. I would understand it, but there are politics in this. And again, Buster put this roster together, and he had the time, the resources, and intel to know, okay, if I'm going to pluck Tony Vitello from Tennessee, I think he can be the skipper of this ship as it's currently constructed. And obviously, Evan, as I look at you right now on this Monday, maybe Tony Vitello is the least of their problems, and it's up to Buster and company to go get some talent, mainly in regard to that rotation. But as far as, and this is what I've always hated in regard to the Giants is, oh, he's a veteran. Tony can't talk to him or, help him out. It's got to be youngsters. Those guys are going to be on the team, the big dogs, next year, I believe.